Now, if you think the DJI Osmo Nano is just another tiny camera, you're underestimating it. Because this thing is way sharper than it has any right to be. Now, I'm not talking about spec sheets sharp, okay? I'm talking about real-world, brutality, honest image quality. Like the kind that shows every detail on your face. So today, we're not doing basic review. We're breaking down this properly. The skin detail, dynamic range, highlight roll-off, low light, stabilization, all of it. And just for you guys, I even took it a step further. I 3D printed a custom case to turn this into a mini vintage Hasselblad. Yeah, this tiny thing. Modern camera with old school look. Now, first thing I noticed when I dropped the footage into DaVinci Resolve, that this camera is super sharp, like uncomfortably sharp. When you shoot in 4K, especially close-up like this, it picks up everything. Skin texture, under eye shadows, tiny details you don't normally notice. This isn't that soft, forgiving look you get from older cameras. This is the kind of sharpness where you start questioning your sleep schedule. And honestly, cameras have gotten so good now that they don't even hide anything anymore. This might actually be a real problem, right? They expose everything. And that's where something interesting happens. When you start filming with cameras this detailed, you realize pretty quickly that lighting matters, your setup matters, and yeah, your skin definitely matters too. Because if you're traveling, editing late, or not sleeping enough, it shows immediately on camera. Now, as for me, I don't have time for some complicated skincare routine, okay? I never did, so I just simplified it. Now, I've been using this 6-in-1 face cream from Particle for men. It's made specifically for men's skin, and instead of using a bunch of different products, this replaces everything. Eye cream, moisturizer, aftershave, dark spot treatment, wrinkle cream, all of it. Now, it's basically one product that handles everything. And what I like about it is how simple it is. You basically put it on, it absorbs fast, no greasy shine as well, no heavy feel. And your skin just feels smooth and hydrated. Especially when you're filming under lighting like this. Because with a camera like the Osmo Nano, if your skin is dry or you look tired, it's going to show. And over 1 million men are already using it. I've got a link at the top of my description, so go ahead and check it out. You can also use the code TECHTRICKS and you'll get a 20% off site-wide. Now, if you're on camera a lot or just want to look more dialed in day-to-day, it's honestly one of the easiest upgrades you can make. Alright, let's go back to the Nano. Because once everything is dialed in, this camera makes you look really good. Now let's talk about something fun. Like we mentioned earlier, we 3D printed a case for it to make it look like a tiny vintage Hasselblad. And honestly, it looks insane. The design basically transforms this to a mini retro camera body. I printed mine using the Bamboo Lab A1. And it's super easy to print as well. You basically print each part and then you put it all together. I grabbed my file from the Maker app, I loaded it and let it run. Fit came out clean. Everything snaps in nicely as well, and visually it looks super different. And you've got this classic old school camera look, and inside is still a modern sensor that's ridiculously sharp. It's kind of like a perfect combo, I think. Vintage on the outside and modern performance inside. Now let's look at dynamic range. The Nano actually holds highlights better than I expected. For a tiny camera, this actually shoots really well outdoors, especially in bright conditions. It doesn't completely blow out the sky, which other small cameras do. Now, I still get usable detail in the highlights, which is great. Now, the shadows are also decent here. There's enough information there to work with in post without things falling apart. And the color science here is actually really nice. It leans slightly warm, which helps a lot with the skin tones, especially for YouTube. Now, of course, low light is where small cameras usually struggle. but this one holds up better than expected. You will get noise when you push the ISO, sure, but it's still usable footage. As long as you expose properly and don't try to recover everything in post, it looks solid. Now another area that it excels at is the stabilization, which basically what you would expect from DJI. Now walking shots are smooth here, there's a small minimal jitter, sure, pretty minimal. And for something this small, this is actually kind of crazy on how stable it is. Now here's the bottom line. If you want a camera that's portable, super sharp, easy to use, and actually delivers solid image quality, the DJI Osmo Nano is definitely recommended for you. Just know this though, it will show everything, which is either a good thing or a very bad thing. Your move. Thanks for watching everyone. If you have any questions at all, I'll see you in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!